B, Ava Rogers, Isabella Potts, Nicola Morris and Sienna Monteith up against Australia A, April Paddy, Sienna Tinkler, Grace Hunter, Isla Shaw. Australia B are on the front straight. Australia A are on the back straight. And just to reiterate, the teams for Australia are not ranked. Following the team events, there will be a presentation and the formal opening of the championship with some dignitaries. The Malaysian Cycling Federation is strongly supported by the YSD Foundation. There'll be representatives from that very generous foundation here this evening. So encourage everybody involved to be get yourself over to presentations and support that. But right now we have the riders from Australia A and Australia B coming up onto the boards for the first of the finals in this international championship. Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, Japan, New Zealand and Hong Kong represented here. Under 17 women have 12 laps, 3 kilometres for their team pursuit. Australia B in the front straight are all ready to go. Australia B did a time of 3:50.464. Australia A 3:52.619. Twenty seconds. And we're away, both teams out to a good start. Australia B here on the front straight. That is Ava Rogers leading them out. Isabella Potts, Nicola Morris and Sienna Monteith. On the front straight now, April Paddy, Sienna Tinkler, Grace Hunter and Isla Shaw. Australia A with the fastest first lap. They're up slightly, but not really relevant. With 10 laps to go, but they've gone out very well in the back straight there. They're up by half a second, Australia A. Australia A in the front straight now. And they've really started quite a bit faster, Australia A. One second. It's out to about a second now, Australia A. That's Sienna Tinkler on the front from Western Australia, who's setting the pace at the moment as they head down the back straight. Monteith on the front of Australia B. Now Grace Hunter on the front of Australia A. The gap is out to about 1.8 seconds. We reached the halfway mark, and Australia B have got a lot of work to do. Australia A now on the back straight, Australia A on the front straight. It looks like it's coming down. Australia B 157, Australia A 155.9. So there's over a second in it. Isla Shaw on the back straight, leading their team around. Now Isabella Potts getting plenty of encouragement from Mum on the sidelines. 1.2 seconds in it. Sienna Tinkler on the front again. Isla Shaw. Nicola Morris, sorry, on the front of Australia B. We get another split. And it's starting to come down. Monteith on the front of Australia B. Grace Hunter putting in a big effort. Both teams on the last lap now, and the team of Australia B, they've got April Paddy on the front, and they are considerable margin ahead. Australia B come around the back straight, they fan out, and they get the win. I think there's a bit of confusion there on the lap count. But Australia B will finish up with what looked like to be an extra lap. So the timing's all out, but Grace Hunter, Isla Shaw, Sienna Tinkler and April Paddy take the win. The first of our finals under 17 women's team pursuit. All right, so the bronze final is Hong Kong. Versus Selangor, but we will have Perak, who qualified 5th. They will be doing another team pursuit. Qualifying this morning, Perak did a time of 3:47.219. robust discussion going on. On the back straight. Perak waiting patiently on the start line. Fifteen seconds on the clock. All right, well, the team in Perak, the Killer Bees are off and racing. They qualified 5th this morning. Setting a time. Their time this morning was 3:47.2. .22.5 their first split is a solid start. The boys are all in their TT positions now and circulating well as a team. They come onto the front straight again. The team of Ruski, Alif, Ilman, Hazir, Mohammed, Hanif, Shukor. Rounding out the four members of the Perak team, Malaysian-based team. Coming up after them will be Hong Kong versus Selangor for the bronze. 8 laps to go. And a split of 58.364. The boys rode really well this morning. They look good together as a team. Ilman Akail is riding gold member down the back straight there. It's a beautiful frame, all in gold. Riding up very high onto the bank is Alif, using the full amount of the bank to get himself back onto the back. Did a really nice job of it, actually. They're going to continually improve this team. They look really good. They ride well together. They come down, the handler is pointing at the line, 153.913. 5 laps to go on the lap board. Selangor did a 3:42 this morning and Hong Kong at 3:37, so a 5-second disparity between the teams this morning. So Hong Kong will be expecting to take the bronze in the under-17 men's team sprint team pursuit up next. But anything can happen in track racing. Perak do a 2:31.269. Two laps on the lap board, 2:50.350. They were 2:51 at the same junction this morning, so they're going faster at this stage. 3:19 was their next split. So they're going to come around and get the bell. 3:27.939. Down to 3 riders on the last lap. Makes perfect sense. Only 3, the third wheel is the important one, and they stop the clock with a 3:46.396. 3:46.396, and so they've improved their time this morning by 0.9, and that's a very good effort from Perak. Great riding from the 4 young fellas, Raski Alif Ilman and Huzair Mohammed Hanif Shukor. All right, now we get into the next of the medal rides, the bronze medal ride between Hong Kong and Selangor. Hong Kong have about a 5-second advantage from the times this morning, so they'll go into the race as the hot favourites. Selangor will be looking to upset them there on the back straight. Hong Kong in the teal blue colour, yellow and red for the local team. So the way it works at the finals is the fastest team gets the front straight. Hong Kong are in the front straight. .20 on the clock. Lai Chan, Ming and Yin up against Nafal, Aret, Harif and Zafrul. Pretty even start, both teams out well. Hong Kong really fanned out at the start, and really quick start from Selangor. Very quick. 22.194 plays 23.449, but it's very, very early, and the quick start can really damage you in the back end. But at the moment, Selangor have the ascendancy, but Hong Kong now coming very quickly. The difference down to next to nothing there on that half lap. 0.1 of a second. Now Hong Kong have in just one lap, they've gone best part of a second quicker. So Hong Kong finding their straps here in this bronze medal final. Might be the first medal for Hong Kong at this championships. Selangor doing a fantastic job there as they come round turn 4 into the front straight. They started quickly. There was a big difference between the two teams in the qualifier as the next round. New Zealand have a much faster qualifying time than Australia this morning, but anything can happen. Maybe Australia were foxing the Kiwis. Maybe the Kiwis can bring more out in the final. We'll soon find out, but very, very strong team. But all eyes on Hong Kong at the moment. They've really picked up the pace, and they've got one hand on this first bronze medal in the championships. Selangor still circulating around well. Their fourth rider just falling off a little bit, but got himself back on. There's 4 laps to go. Hong Kong 2:24, Selangor 2:27. So a 3.5 second difference between Hong Kong and Selangor now, with 3 laps to go. Selangor now have lost Harif. He's done a fantastic job for the team up till that point. Held on to, with only 2 laps to go. Doesn't really make much difference at that juncture. The guys look over their shoulder at the front of the Selangor team to see where Hong Kong is. Hong Kong now down to 3 riders as well. That's Chun, who, low cut Chun, who has dropped off the back. So 3 plays 3. Hong Kong with a big advantage. They come round, they get the bell. 3:18 is their split. Selangor get the bell as well. Hong Kong this morning did a time of 3:37.945. They fan out and stop the clock at 3:36.49 and a 3:39.883 for Selangor. So Hong Kong improving their time from this morning by a considerable margin, by 1.4 seconds roughly, and Selangor beating their time from this morning by almost 3 seconds. So a very good ride there from Selangor. They finish 4th place. Hong Kong will take the bronze. And now we move on to the gold final for the under-17 team pursuit. New Zealand's Alex Bothar, Oliver Thompson-Keast, Remy Dalton, Riley Crampton in the front straight, the fastest qualifiers this morning. Up against Australia, Felix Crossman, Billy Van Hoot, Jack Pinozo and Cooper Dunlop. New Zealand doing a 3:20.886 this morning. Australia a 3:28.64. Billy Van Howe. Thank you. So the Kiwis in the front straight, Australia in the back straight. The gold medal final here at the YSD Australasia International Junior Championships. It's a really big deal. "15 seconds on the clock. So both teams out well. Nothing in it in the first half lap, as you would expect. Maybe not quite as pretty from New Zealand at the start, but they'll soon turn that around. .38.2, place 39.7. New Zealand up by a second and a half, and 9 laps to go. Crossman, Howe, Pinozo and Dunlop on the back straight. New Zealand absolutely flying, not sure. The 2 red riders and 2 black riders. It is difficult from this angle to see who's who, but that was Keast who just came off the front for New Zealand. .126 for New Zealand, 129.5 for Australia, so a 3.5 second deficit, and New Zealand have got the Australian team in their sights. Cooper Dunlop really trying to pick up the pace. Felix Crossman finding the pace a bit difficult. Australia have cracked into two teams. Now the rider at the back has tried to catch up. Australia in all sorts of trouble. New Zealand looking very composed as they come down the back straight. Australia have split in half, and New Zealand look that they might make the catch. There's 3 laps to go. They definitely will make the catch. Cooper Dunlop has slowed the pace to get everyone back on again. They come down the front straight. Australia's all back together again. New Zealand are down to 3. They're going to try and make the catch. It makes it a lot easier when they're just in front of you, because you've got, as soon as you can see them, you can really chase. We want 1 lap to go. The Kiwis are just about to make the catch. Now, the Kiwis trying to make a time. The Australian team all over the place, not exactly sure what was going on there. Kiwi still riding despite having had to go up to the fence. And New Zealand stopped the clock at 3:20.383. That's half a second faster than their time this morning. They make the catch of Australia. That unfortunately blew up. And it would have been a lot faster if New Zealand didn't have to go around the splintered team of, but in any case, that's, it's all good racing. So New Zealand take the gold in the under 17 men's team pursuit. Australia take the silver, and Hong Kong take the bronze. All right, moving along now to event number 3B. There were 3 teams, so Malaysia have the bronze in the under-19 women's team pursuit, but they're riding again for a time. Their time this morning was 5:02.133. They'll be looking to better that this evening. Avriel, Rodrisha, and Alicia. Malaysia out of the gate well. That's rider 210 on the front. That's Avriel, Dana Avriel Vieira Azif. The 4th rider just needing a little bit of time to get on, and now gets on, and they're all together. Just having a look at the times there, needs a bit of a refresh. It's sitting at 15 minutes. So we don't have timing at the moment. Hopefully that can be refreshed. Malaysian team looking very good as they come around with 9 laps to go. That's it. The time's now been corrected, sitting at a split of 58.836 for lap 3. Slower than this morning, but they may have gone out a bit quick this morning and suffered at the back end, so maybe looking for a slightly different strategy. .135 split, 133 this morning. So they're sitting about 2 seconds behind and at the same point, but that doesn't particularly mean much because you ride these long races. The ladies just getting used to the new distance of 4 kilometres. It's a long way at full tilt. 153. So they're consistently sitting about 2 seconds behind where they were this morning, but looking for a stronger finish. Coming up for the gold will be Japan versus New Zealand. Japan with a 4:47 this morning, New Zealand with a 4:55. Malaysia only racing themselves for the bronze, but just been shown a sign of 8. I'm not exactly sure what that means with 3 laps to go. Now they're being shown 7 with 3 laps to go. Not sure exactly what's going on down there, but they've done 9 laps. All right, well, they've completed 10 laps. Their time is 3:28. 3:26 this morning, so they've brought 1 second down on that 3-lap disparity that they've been sitting at. Their time this morning, 5:02. Riding well together as a team. 3:47. Now let's see what they can do in this last kilometre. Down to 3 now. That's Evriel, who has done her part for the team. .424 the split. They're back on parity with what they did this morning. .443, exactly what they did this morning. They've got the bell lap. Malaysia trying to set a faster time than this morning. It'll all come down to this last lap. The time this morning was 5:02. They've secured the bronze medal. A really good finish. And a 5:02.3. This morning they did a 5:02.1. So very consistent from Malaysia. A good ride there, looked good. Rode together well as a team, and they've secured the bronze medal. So a medal for the host team. And now a very strong team from Japan comes to the front straight. Shutsu, Nishihara and Matani. The back straight, New Zealand, Mackenzie, Keast, Beale and Sayers. This is the gold medal final in the women's under-19 team pursuit finals. Japan doing a 4.47 this morning. New Zealand doing a 4.55. The Kiwis all in red on the back straight, and Japan obviously in their national kit here on the front straight. Ten seconds. Good start from both teams. Everyone out of the gate and into the race. New Zealand heading out slightly faster. Not the perfect formation we saw this morning from Japan, but they're looking very strong. Nothing in it at this stage. .152 for Japan, 41.238. So 0.1 of a second in it, and 3 laps in. Now Japan start to move. 57.5, 59.0. So Japan really starting to turn the heat up. Beale doing the work on the front for New Zealand. And that's Shira on the front for Japan. So Japan really starting to pick up the pace. We'll have a look at this next split, but it's really come down. 10 laps on the lap board. Japan stopped the clock 149.3. New Zealand 152.4. So 3.1 seconds ahead, New Zealand. They drop a rider, they're down to 3 riders now. New Zealand still have the full complement, but they've got a lot of work to do. This is the gold final. Japan looking very strong. They came in as the favourites. Nishihara on the front of Japan. They're in the same straight now. As New Zealand come down the front straight, the work being done by Sayers. Still a long way to go in this race. There's still 7 laps on the lap board. We'll get a split from Japan as they come over the line now. 2:41. New Zealand 2:46.9. So Japan now coming up on the back of New Zealand. They definitely will catch. New Zealand need to stay down low as Japan make the catch. Looks as if Japan are going to keep riding for a time. No, Japan are done. So Japan sit up, New Zealand sits up. A fantastic win with 4 laps to go from Japan. in the under-19 women's team pursuit finals. Japan take gold and New Zealand take silver and Malaysia the bronze.
We need to show the flag as well as blowing the whistle when there's a catch.
You probably heard there on the radio on the live stream that the commissaires indicating to the team that's being overtaken that the other team is coming. It can be dangerous if a team on the front swings out while they're being overtaken. On that occasion, Japan not continuing on for a time. Teams need to tell the chief commissaire before they do a final if they're going to continue after making a catch. Quite often they'll do so to post a time. Not on this occasion. First day of a big 3 days of competition. Better to pull it up there and get some rest. Okay, this is 5th and 6th place. Malaysia, Erzam Darwish, Hakim Lai Guan up against Akil Dwazi, Harold Rudin and Hakimi from Selangor. Malaysia in the front straight. Malaysia having a bit of a bingle in the 4th lap of their team pursuit this morning. Came back out and posted a good time. Just looking at the times from this morning, possible that Malaysia could make a catch here. Selangor will be doing everything they can to make sure that that doesn't happen. This is 5th and 6th in the under-19 men's team pursuit. Up next, Hong Kong versus Hong Kong for bronze, and then gold, Japan versus New Zealand. But right now, Malaysia looking good, but Selangor always start well. They're fast starters, the Selangor teams.
PCP to hold straight. Can the flag commissaire please be on track side, ready with his flag and whistle? Hold straight. Flag commissaire please be track side, not sitting down.
4 laps to go. Malaysia looking strong. Selangor riding well too as a team. They look good. One of the riders has got a number malfunction, which is acting as a bit of a sail. Malaysia coming up on Selangor very, very quickly. PCP on the back straight. So Malaysia make the catch. And we'll finish the under-19 men's team pursuit in 5th place and Selangor in 6th place. All right, now for the bronze final, two teams from Hong Kong. Hong Kong A did 4:17.945 this morning. Hong Kong B did 4:24.088. The front straight is Hon Fei Sin and Hin. The back straight is Kong Long Yin and Chung. Now coming up after that is the gold final between Japan and New Zealand. The gold final between Hong Kong, Japan and New Zealand, 4:13.5, 4:13.999. That's going to be a cracker. But right now it's Hong Kong versus Hong Kong, Hong Kong A versus Hong Kong B, and this is for bronze. 20 seconds. Well, everybody out of the gate well. It's they're big gears, so it's seeing the pursuiters come out of the gate on the really big gears is a bit like slow motion, I have to say.
PCP to Home Straight. The flag commissaire needs to stay trackside ready with his flag and whistle.
Well, not much between them at the moment. Hong Kong A 38.0, Hong Kong B 38.5, I think it was. Very, very close. 53.2 and 53.24. So there's nothing between these two teams. They've done the first kilometre and it really was the back end that proved to be the difference between the two teams. Still quite close, a little crack there in Hong Kong B, 123.2, 124. So A moving ahead. .138.4, 139.4. So Hong Kong A moving a second ahead with 9 laps to go. There was a little bit of confusion there in Hong Kong B. They might be able to make some of that time up, but Hong Kong A are really stamping their authority on this race. Eight laps to go. They'll be in their home straight, so we'll get another 2:09, 2:11.4. So Hong Kong A out to 2-second advantage. They qualified 7 seconds faster, 6 seconds faster this morning. They're almost in the same straight. Both teams look great. Both teams not using the track, staying very low. Five laps on the lap board, 2:56, 2:59. There's 3.5 seconds between the two teams. Hong Kong A looks set to pick up the bronze medal. Ma Ching Hon, Mei Yik Fei, Mei Yik Sin, Tang Ho Hin is the team from Hong Kong A. Kong Long Yin Chung, the team from Hong Kong B. Two very good teams getting a lot of encouragement. Hong Kong A So they come around and they're going to make the catch. They're getting the whistle. Both teams sit up. The two riders from Hong Kong B haven't got the memo yet. They're still racing around. But the rest of Hong Kong know what's happening. Now it's a match sprint. All right, so a very good bronze final from Hong Kong A, making the catch on Hong Kong B. And the riders of Hon, Fei, Sin and Hin will take home the bronze medal from the YSD, Australasia International Junior Championships. And today, Friday, this is session 2, being the team's day. And now the race we've all been waiting for, Japan versus New Zealand. Japan doing a 4:13.501. The fastest qualifiers this morning, New Zealand 4:13.999. Hayato Murase, Sota Yoshida, Sotaro Matsuda, Tomiki Nakatani, up against Hunter Dalton, Dave Kwan, Josh Grieve and Robert Turnbull. All right, Japan in their national colours on the front straight. Nothing between these two teams this morning. What can they bring this evening? They've had probably 4 hours races. This is going to be very, very interesting. 15 seconds on the clock. The typical synchronised, beautiful start there from Japan. New Zealand out of the gates and into their work very well. New Zealand have got the ascendancy on the first half lap. Doesn't mean a lot, as I keep saying, but it's something. New Zealand have really gone out quick. No times up on the board just yet to speak of, but New Zealand definitely up at this stage. It's early days yet, but New Zealand definitely have gone out hard. New Zealand have changed up their team. All right, the splits are up now, and New Zealand are up by less than a second, about 0.8 of a second. As we come round into their respective home laps, New Zealand 1:07.5 for Japan, 1:07.2 for New Zealand. So the gap coming down, but still very, very close. And a fantastic start from New Zealand. And now Japan are really into their work. Both teams looking good. Japan using the whole track, New Zealand using the track. See them both swinging out to the top of the sprinters lane and then giving them a sharper dive down into these steep turns. 9 laps is on the lap board. It's gone very quick this first 7 laps. And we'll get a split. Look, Japan have gone ahead. Japan 1.52.7 plays 1.52.8. So there's nothing in it. This one's going to go down to the wire. Japan have the ascendancy, but only just. Japan 206, 208.2, 208.26. They couldn't get any closer. There's 7 laps on the lap board. It's hard to tell at this stage. 223.6, 223.8. Japan just slightly up, but there's absolutely nothing in it. Right, New Zealand now down to 3 riders. Japan still with the complement of 4. There's 5 laps on the lap board. Japan and New Zealand absolutely neck and neck in the home straights. 254.2, 254.6. Now New Zealand, Japan down to 3 riders. Both teams now down to 3 riders, and there's 4 laps to go. New Zealand on the back straight, Japan on the front straight. Japan 309.8, 309.83. It's gotten even closer, if that's even possible. The Japanese handler screaming at the team to bring more. There's 2 laps to go. New Zealand look like they've actually gone faster. 340.2, 340.54 for Japan. New Zealand are ahead. Can New Zealand hold on to the lead? New Zealand have gone to the lead, but only just. Japan are fighting back. Japan 355.3, New Zealand 355.1. New Zealand still up. They're absolutely yelling at each other. They both get the bell. There's nothing in it. Who's going to win the under-19 title? Japan, New Zealand. There's nothing in it. Japan with their heads down. New Zealand absolutely pushing it. It looks like New Zealand are going to take it. New Zealand take it. New Zealand 426.1 and Japan 426.2. And the boys are absolutely pumped. And well should they be. There was nothing in that the whole race. Japan qualified quicker. Oh, the times are gone. I wasn't quick enough. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for this Kiwi team. Absolutely sensational. The Japanese team were in front for most of the race. There was nothing in it in the qualifier. Show your appreciation to this wonderful Japanese team as they come past on the front straight. Fantastic effort, but New Zealand take the gold. Japan silver and Hong Kong bronze. Well, it was billed as a fantastic race. There was only thousandths of a second between them in the qualifier. It literally came down to the last lap. The Japanese were ahead for most of the race, but New Zealand just dug so deep as they do. We've seen it in many a Bledisloe. So very exciting racing here at the YST Australasia International Junior Championships for 2025. Huge thank you to the Malaysian Cycling Federation and of course the YST Foundation. Okay, we move to event 5B, and that is the men's under-17 team sprint finals. First up, we'll have the racing for 5th and 6th.
Team sprint team to the line.
All right, just make sure that you're ready for your racing. If you're in the under-17 team sprint, please make sure that you're ready. This PCP, Louise Jones, runs a tight ship, and you need to be ready. One of the best commissaires in the world, and doesn't like to be made late. So, Hong Kong, front straight. Selangor, back straight. Looking for one more Selangor rider. So Hong Kong this morning did a 50.517. Didn't get a time for Selangor, but at the their first lap and second lap was faster. But Hong Kong are in the front straight, which means that they are qualified faster this morning. "40 seconds on the clock. Hong Kong, Selangor. All right, Hong Kong out of the gate, Selangor out of the gate. It's rider 172 for Hong Kong. That's Chun. Chun's in everything. He was in the team pursuit as well. But look at the sprint from Selangor. Oh, and his chains come off. Selangor, he was absolutely whipping the bike around and the chains come off. So Hong Kong, these Selangor riders just ducking down off the track. He's lost his chain. Hong Kong with a lap to go. 37.118 is their split. And the last rider for Hong Kong, he's down over the front of the handlebars. He's got the cadence right up. He's in an aerodynamic position. He looks great, and they stop the clock at 47.233. Well, Hong Kong's... Selangor will finish 6th. Hong Kong will finish 5th, but Hong Kong improved their time by 3.2 seconds from this morning. So that's a fantastic improvement for them. Very disappointing for Adam Ariel Nazim, whose chain came off. They were looking very good and they were going quicker at the time. Now moving to the bronze final in the men's under-17 team sprint. Benjamin Woods, Joshua Moore and Tobias Zhao. Australia C, Hugo Barnes, Kane Azzopardi and Riley Boyd. Can we just make sure that we're ready? And this is for bronze. Australia B versus Australia C. Okay, so this morning Australia C 50.126, Australia B 50.773. Not much in it, but Australia C faster than Australia B from this morning. Wow, good big push there from Benny Woods. He actually pushed the starting gate back. Wasn't enough weight on that starting gate. And a really good start from both teams. They come around, and the start from Ben Woods has absolutely blown his team apart. We don't have any timing at the moment, so we're going to have to do it all by eye. Australia B versus Australia C. And that start from Benjamin Woods is really a damaged rider 3. Tobias just wasn't able to hold on. Riley Boyd comes around for Australia C, and Australia C will take the bronze. Barnes has a party, and Boyd. So that was a bit of a mess. There was a little bit of a mess there, but Australia B takes that one out. Woods, Moore and Tobias will finish 4th there. So great riding there from 2 Australian teams. Woods, Moore, Tobias Zhao up against Barnes as a party and Boyd. But Boyd's C will take the bronze. They were the faster team this morning. Right now, New Zealand, Benson, Harvey, Samuel, Boys, Carter, Anthony Payne, Cooper, Mick Nielsen from New Zealand. Fastest qualifiers up against Lincoln Andrews, Mitchell Stevens and Trent Rensburg. This is the under-17 men's team sprint. New Zealand in the front straight, Australia A in the back straight.
The bike's been in the gate, yes.
.30 seconds on the clock. New Zealand looking for another gold, and Australia looking to knock them off, but it's going to be a tall ask. Well, a really good start from both teams. That's Nielsen getting things going for New Zealand. Really good start from the Western Australian, Trent Rensburg. There's not going to be a lot in it. There's not a lot in it. 19.352 for New Zealand. And we don't have a time for Australia. It was in the 19s as well. The timing's all over the place. All right. New Zealand are up, but not by much. 34.382 for Australia, 33.7. What can they do in this last lap? New Zealand have the ascendancy. New Zealand come out of turn 4. Australia come out of turn 4. New Zealand take it and get the gold. Australia the silver. New Zealand, it was a 48.951. And Australia a 49.763 or 83. They both went, so Australia A went faster than this morning. Wasn't quick enough with the time for New Zealand, but congratulations to New Zealand. They take the gold. Australia A the silver and Australia C the bronze. There's just under 19 sprints to go. All right, that concludes the under 17s. Now we move to the last two events of day one, and that is the women's and men's under 19 sprint. Starting with the under 19 women's. Now this was the team Australia B that qualified fifth. Their time this morning was 57.255. They'll be looking to improve on that. All right, Shavi Tangsali in the gate this time, mixing it up a little bit. And then Alexis Phillips, second wheel. And then Viana Narafayan, third wheel, just laying off. Third wheel just laying off at the moment. Wants to run at Alexis Phillips. They'll stop the clock at 23.144. Now Alexis Phillips down the back straight, looking good. Viana Narafayan is timing her run well. Very well run, in fact. 32.104 for Australia B. And Viana will come round and stop the clock with a 57.073. .073, and that was faster than they did this morning, so an improvement there, a bit of a change of line-up from memory. Now we move into the bronze final. Malaysia versus New Zealand. Janice Akma, Narul Akma, Atika Ahmed Hazan and Uramaya up against Gardner, Collins and McDonald. If you're wondering if I'm mumbling when I read out the Malaysian's name, I 100% am trying to disguise my lack of understanding of the pronunciation. Malaysia qualified faster this morning than New Zealand. They are therefore in the front straight. They'll be looking for the bronze medal. Malaysia this morning qualified with a 53.6. New Zealand a 54.027. So anything can happen. 10 seconds on the clock. Good start by Malaysia, a little sluggish on the back straight there from New Zealand, but they'll pick that up very quickly. Malaysia looking good. They probably have, actually there's nothing in it at all as they finish the first half lap. So at the end of the first lap, we've only got one of the times, so can't tell you. It was very, very close. Still don't have accurate times, but they're into the last lap. There's nothing in it at all. Malaysia's last rider now comes around turn 2. New Zealand, they're both pushing. It's very, very close. It's too close to call. The timing on the screen's incorrect as they come around. Who's it going to be? Malaysia. Malaysia get the bronze. The timing up on the board is incorrect. Malaysia, from unofficial, looked to have just taken it from New Zealand. It was a very well executed race from Malaysia and they just got there. That was very close. That was very close. We don't have the actual times, but Malaysia just got there for the bronze. Those times have changed up there a few times, but they're still incorrect. But Malaysia picked themselves up a podium, which is wonderful. And now we move to the under-19 team sprint gold final. The gold final is from Australia, between Australia A and the composite team of Japan and Hong Kong. Madeline Pitt, Hope Hanedi and Victoria Smith up against Law Ching-ku, Manami Shira and Yuki Nishihara. This morning, Australia A qualified with a 53.506. Japan and Hong Kong, 53.6. So 0.1 in it. There's nothing in it. This will come down to the execution of this final. 15 seconds on the clock. Yeah, well, a good start from both teams. A start from Madeline Pitt from Australia. There's nothing in it, obviously, at this very early stage. Japan out of the saddle, working hard. That's 195. That's Nishihara in the first lap. They finished the first lap. They finished the first lap, and it looks to be Australia A just up now. Victoria Smith has the mantle to get Australia around. Can they get themselves a gold? Australia looking good. It's too close to call. It looks like Japan have gone to the front. No, Australia are front, 37.197 to 37.694. So a great lap there from Victoria Smith, and now they come round for the finish, and it's very, very close. Oh, it looks to be Japan. It looks to be Japan. 45 is not the right time. We'll wait to see if that timing updates. It was very, very close. It did look like Japan just got there. The times on the board say 45. They definitely didn't do 45. All right, we're having some problems with the timing there, but so I can't give you a result on that one. I hope to have a result to be able to tell you at some stage. keeping my eyes peeled on the scoreboard, but we're not getting updated scores for that one, so we'll have to wait and see. But it was a great tussle between Hong Kong, Japan and Australia. We might have to wait until the presentation to find out who won that one. Now, working our way through the last event, 7B, and the 7th team from this morning is Perak. And they did a time of 52.92 this morning. They'll be looking to improve on that. Amar Adam and Kwan Sun Teo. All right, so Perak, they've kicked off and underway. 52.92 their time this morning. You see the first rider is just out a little bit in front so that the second rider can run at him and accelerate, and they've executed that really well. That's Adam on the front now. Amar led off. 1 lap to go, and it's with Kwan Sun Teo. 36.776 was a split after 2 laps. A great start there from Amar, and they're going to round out with a time of 52.138, which is a big improvement on this morning, a 0.8 improvement on this morning. So that's a fantastic time from them. So up next we've got Hong Kong B versus Selangor. New Zealand are about 3 races too early, but they like to be organised. This is 5th versus 6th. Hong Kong B up against Selangor. Hong Kong B this morning, a time of 47.328. And Selangor, I've got here a time of 51.68. So quite a big difference between the two teams from this morning. The rider from Hong Kong getting plenty of encouragement from his teammate. Good start from Hong Kong here in the front straight. Chung Siu Kong is off to an absolute flyer. And a great start from Akil. Good change over there from Selangor, 21.166 the first lap. Okay, so Hong Kong are up. Hong Kong are leading. They're into their final rider, which is Wong Chun Feng Wei Tu, doing a fantastic job as second rider. Selangor is Hakimi. He's finishing off, but Hong Kong will finish with the 5th fastest time, and Selangor the 6th fastest time, a time of 50.035 for Hong Kong. So quite a bit slower than this morning, 52 for Malaysia. Selangor Malaysian team. New Zealand down there very keen to get this gold medal. They've turned up about 3 heats too early. They're so keen. They're a very talented team down there as well. But right now it's the fight for bronze, and it's Hong Kong A versus Malaysia. .6 separating the two teams this morning. Marching Hon Mei Yikfei Po Lee up against Daniel Lukman and Yu Jing Liang. Hong Kong have pulled a foot, unfortunately. So Malaysia racing themselves. The team from Hong Kong just trying to stay out of the way. A good start there from Malaysia. Now they're into their work as they head down the back straight. The split 33.7 for Malaysia. Now into their last leg, Yu Jing Liang. They come around and Malaysia will, uncontested, will stop the clock. They're 47.892. So congratulations to Malaysia. The time was better than this morning. They improved their time for qualifying, and they will go home with a bronze medal in the under-19 men's sprint. Now it's the New Zealanders of Shula, Murphy and Underwood up against Nakamura, Toyota and Kugai from Japan. New Zealand qualifying this morning with a 46.1. And Japan a 46.95. So there's not a lot in it. The Kiwis are pumped. Ten seconds on the clock. It's feeding time at the zoo here at Nilai. Well, a mono at the start from New Zealand. Murphy has popped the front wheel up under the power. Now, have we got times? We do have times. Japan are up. Right, 18.7 and 19.3. New Zealand are ahead. New Zealand down the back straight, Japan down the front straight. As they go around now at the top of the track, they get the bell. New Zealand are up. New Zealand are up. Can Japan come back? 20. The times are out, so we'll have to do it from sight. Looks like New Zealand are a long way ahead in relative terms. They come round. Japan have come back, but New Zealand will get it. New Zealand get another gold medal. The times on the board, don't worry about those. A fantastic ride. Ben Murphy looked like he was slipping and sliding under the power. He did a mono at the front at the start of the race. And ladies and gentlemen, New Zealand, very, very strong. Japan, a very well executed team sprint, but not enough to overthrow the powerhouse that is New Zealand. All right, we're going to move to the presentations very shortly. That is the resumption of all the racing today. We had today was Teams Day. So go to the fridge, grab the milk and the Milo and make yourself a drink while you wait for the presentations. Please do stick around for the presentations. Thanks everyone on the live stream for tuning in. We'll be